American politics, at least as it's coming from the Biden administration, is entering a new phase of what could only be called profound inanity. Let me just quote Kamala Harris. Let's remember, this is the Vice President of the United States. This is the woman kind of tasked with Ukraine. I believe she's heading over there sometime very soon. And here's her latest statement, quote, "Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong." Now, what is this, the first grade? I think in the first grade I learned that every time I end a sentence, I went to school. School is where I study. Study is good for students. Students are the ones who attend school. And this is what we're dealing with here. This is a kind of free fall of American foreign policy and the thinking that attends American foreign policy. It's not just Kamala Harris. All the way through, you have pundits, you have social media types, and you listen to the kind of symbolic rubbish that they're talking about that has no potential chance of affecting Putin in any meaningful way. The New York Met, the Metropolitan Opera, has decided that Anna Netrebko, apparently of one of the greatest singers in Met history, shall be banned from singing at the Met, well, basically because she's Russian. That's the reason. Oh yeah, take that, Putin. Apparently, I read somewhere that there was a university that's decided that it's going to cancel its course on Dostoevsky. I mean, talk about an intellectual crime and punishment. Remember, foolishness. What does Dostoevsky have to do with this? Is he responsible for the invasion of Ukraine? Dostoevsky, who lived in the 19th century, was not even part of any of this. So, the Biden administration here and the left are not serious about the Ukraine. And what's clear proof of this is this. The main source of Russia's power, its economic power that enables its military power, is the fact that Russia has a lot of oil. Russia doesn't make a whole lot of stuff that people want to buy. I mean, I guess they were the inventors of the Russian salad. And if there are any Russian designers, I'm having trouble right now thinking about their names. I don't believe there are Russian automobiles that are in demand all around the world. So Russia is basically a big, Canada. But it's a big Canada with nuclear weapons, and it's a big Canada that has money because it has oil. And the price of oil, of course, thanks to Biden, has been pushing upward. That's obviously good for Putin. Now, the United States imports 600,000 barrels of Russian oil per day. So this is a giant fund of cash. You can do the math. It's $1 billion in that range that we're forking over to the Russians. We're actually funding, in a way, the Ukraine war. And so you want to put the squeeze on Putin? Well, don't make irresponsible suggestions like Lindsey Graham. Hey, is there a Brutus around there somewhere in Russia? Is there a General Stauffenberg the guy who plotted the military plot on Hitler's life? Is there someone like that who can take this guy? Instead of making this kind of idle suggestion, we have a simple solution. Stop buying Russian oil, and that's something we happen to be. Some people can't do it. Why? Because they need oil. Their economies function on oil. Our economy functions on oil, but we have oil, and we have a lot of natural gas, and we're blocking ourselves from drilling it. Think about the stupidity of that. By the way, the Europeans also import a whole bunch of oil. This is why they wanted to do the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. But the only reason the Europeans are buying this oil isn't, you may say, well, Europe doesn't have any oil. Europe does have oil. Europe, like America, has blocked its own oil production. Why? Because of the climate, you see, because of the rising oceans, the coughing penguins, the fact that the temperature of the earth has gone up, 1 degree in the past 100 years. So we are captive to a certain kind of woke madness. And it's having real consequences. It's disabling our foreign policy. It's preventing us from doing the sensible, effective thing against Putin. And it is, worst of all, bankrolling Putin's war and is in that sense indirectly responsible for a huge toll in Ukrainian lives.